Japanese key trucks are incredibly popular in the US right now. Today, I want to talk specifically about one of them, the Honda Acty. While the Acty is usually more affordable, compared to the Daihatsu Hijet or Suzuki, there is a major catch you need to know before buying one. As a professional car dealer and mechanic here in Japan, I've personally learned this the hard way more than a few times. To put it bluntly, the biggest issue with this truck comes from its mid-engine layout. It is a massive failure that can instantly ruin the engine and completely total your truck. Under the US 25-year import rule, trucks from the years 2001 to 2003 are eligible for import right now. On the Acty models from this era, the engine is not located under the driver's seat. Instead, it's positioned further back, right under the cargo bed. Now, focusing only on this engine flaw might make current Acty owners feel a bit discouraged. So before we dive into the bad news, let's talk about what makes the Honda Acty such an amazing truck first. As I mentioned, most K trucks have their engines directly under the driver and passenger seats, what we call a cab-over design. But the Honda Acty is different. Its engine is mounted in the middle rear of the chassis, right under the bed. It's either a mid-engine rear-wheel drive setup or a 4WD based on that same layout. When you hear the word mid-engine, something might click. That's right, it's the exact same layout used in exotic supercars, like Ferraris and Honda's own legendary sports car, the NSX. Thanks to this rear-engine layout, the Acty offers three massive advantages. First, even when the cargo bed is completely empty, you get incredible traction on the rear drive wheels, making it amazing on rough roads and in the snow. Second, it is incredibly quiet. Because the noisy engine is located far away from the cabin, the interior is surprisingly peaceful. This is a huge benefit for daily driving. Third, the handling is absolutely fantastic. Since the front end is so light, cornering is sharp and nimble. It is genuinely fun to drive. This is where you can really feel Honda's engineering excellence. These 3 points are the greatest strengths of the Acty. Now let's move on to the main topic of today's video. Unfortunately, this exact mid-engine structure is also the single biggest reason that shortens the Acty's lifespan. The Acty, along with other Honda K vans from the same era that share this engine, like the Vamos and Hobio, suffers from a very famous chronic illness. Every mechanic in Japan knows about this issue. It's called a blown head gasket. The head gasket is a metal seal placed between the engine block and the cylinder head. It plays a critical role in sealing the engine to prevent the massive pressure of combustion and the engine coolant from leaking out. However, the E07Z engine inside the Acty has a notorious weakness, where this gasket fails very easily. Why does this happen? It all goes back to what we just praised, the fact that the engine is in the back. Even though the engine is at the rear, the radiator, the part that actually cools the water, is located at the very front of the truck. This means, in order to send cold water to the engine in the back and return the hot water to the radiator in the front, the truck requires incredibly long coolant pipes running all the way underneath the chassis. And this is the Acty's ultimate Achilles heel. Because these pipes are so long, the cooling system is notoriously difficult to bleed. When you change the coolant, it is extremely hard to get all the trapped air out. If even a small air bubble remains inside the system, the coolant stops circulating properly. As a result, the engine instantly overheats, reaching dangerously high temperatures. To make matters worse, because the engine is tucked away under the cargo bed, it doesn't get much direct airflow while driving, making it a perfect environment for heat to build up. Once a severe overheat happens, the Acty engine suffers a fatal blow in an instant. The cylinder head of this engine is made of aluminum. When exposed to extreme heat, the aluminum literally warps out of shape. Once the metal is warped, it won't matter if you put a brand new head gasket in exhaust gas, and coolant will just keep leaking through the gaps. At this point, a simple partial repair will not fix it. Your only options are to machine the warped cylinder, head to flatten it, or replace the entire engine altogether. If you are in Japan, used or remanufactured engines are relatively cheap and easy to find. Even so, when you add the labor costs for an engine swap, you are looking at a bill of about 150,000 to over 250,000 yen. For a cheap K truck, that is a devastating financial hit. In fact, I have personally experienced this exact nightmare twice with my customers' vehicles, and it caused them a massive amount of trouble. On top of that, the labor costs for this specific repair can skyrocket. So even if you buy the truck cheap, An engine replacement will easily wipe out those savings, making it far more expensive in the end than just buying a heat-jet or a carry from the start. This is the exact reason why the Acty trades at a discount on the market. If you already own an Acty, or if you absolutely want one and are looking to buy, you must memorize the early warning signs of this issue. The Acty will always give you a warning before it completely dies. Sign number 1. A sloshing water sound from behind the dashboard. When you start the engine or press the gas pedal, you might hear a sound like running tap. Water, a distinct sloshing or gurgling sound, coming from deep behind the passenger side dashboard. This is definitive proof that air or exhaust gas has entered the cooling system. If you hear this, your head gasket is already starting to fail. Sign number 2. Coolant bubbling or overflowing from the reservoir tank. Check the plastic coolant overflow tank under the front hood. If you see bubbles boiling inside the tank while the engine is warm, or if there are crusty stains from dried coolant overflowing, it means combustion gas is leaking into your cooling system. Sign number 3. The heater stops working. During winter, if you turn on the heater and it only blows cold air, it means a large air bubble is trapped somewhere in those long pipes, preventing the hot water from reaching the heater core. This is a highly dangerous sign that an overheat is about to happen. The Honda Acty is by no means a bad truck. In fact, the driving joy of the mid-engine layout, the quiet cabin, and the high-revving engine that loves to spin, are unique charms you won't find in any other key truck. That is why, if you are buying one in the US, you need to follow these steps carefully. First, do a thorough pre-purchase check. Start the engine, rev it up, and listen closely for any sloshing water sounds. Check the reservoir tank for any signs of boil over. Second, avoid sketchy deals. If you see an Acty on a private sale that is suspiciously cheaper than the market average, there is a very high chance the current owner noticed the early signs of overheating and is trying to dump it. Third, do meticulous cooling system maintenance. If you buy one, the very first thing you should do is completely flush the coolant and have a professional bleed the system, perfectly to ensure zero air is trapped. Also, replace wearing parts like the radiator cap with brand new ones. Taking these steps will help mitigate the risk. But honestly, this inherent engine flaw on the Acty will always remain. If you choose to buy an Acty, you need to accept this risk going in. Please make sure you never skip regular maintenance. Also, if there are used car warranty programs available in the US, similar to what we have in Japan, it might be a smart idea to look into using one. To be honest, since these trucks are already 25 years old, I don't know if there are warranties out there that will actually cover them in the US, but it is definitely worth researching before you buy. Remember, there is always a reason why something is cheap. Understand that reason properly. Protect yourself and enjoy your JDM journey. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.